I absolutely wanted to dust off some Stardust Assault Mode because Burst Protocol makes this into a real deck. Make sure you smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys do not miss out on more awesome content. So Stardust Assault Mode is one of my favorite decks in the entire game's history. I have loved what we are able to do with this deck, and the fact that we have new support for Assault Mode generically across the board was beautiful. I'm hoping that we will get more in future sets, but this was a very, very good start. So check out our friends at tradingcardmint.com down below, enter MCO40, save on your purchase. So we are playing 2 copies of Stardust Assault Mode. Apologies for the mismatch of rarities here. I didn't really have access to different ones. So the big thing with these cards is you're able to tribute, have an Omni negate, and guess what? Big Chungus here comes on back. And what is this? If this is destroyed by a card effect, you get the ability to special summon back a Stardust Dragon from your graveyard. So it also technically floats down. Now remember, the problem with the Assault Mode stuff is you have to hard draw, or you can't have these in your hand. They have to come out from the deck. I don't know why they made those conditions on them, but, you know, sure, man, we'll take those. We also have triple copies of the new Crimson Blader for this deck. Now, Mr. Crimson Blader here does some pretty cracked things, because we can reveal it in the hand to shuffle it back and to add a card with Assault Mode activate, or a monster, or a card that mentions it, which is really, really good. And then your Assault Mode activate effect on this thing is level 5 or higher monsters special summoned from the extra deck do not get to activate their effects from the opponent. So it is a little bit less powerful than the original Crimson Blader, because OG Crimson Blader just destroys something and then you just put the condition on them. I guess this just stops your opponent from being able to apply their effects, which, I don't know, I guess you can coin flip, whichever. But this card being able to reveal in search is 3 extra copies of everything that you need within your deck. And personally, I think that's pretty important. Now, some of these ratios are kind of inspired by Lithium's list for K9. I do agree that I think K9 is the best variant to want to go towards with this. So we're playing 2 Psy Reflector. I do not want to play 3 of this garbage. 3 is just such a terrible idea, especially when you have to combo up with, you know, having multiple pieces just to be able to get this. At least the level 8 Synchro we got, you make off of this, and you're basically able to combo up and go to the races. We are playing the 1 Assault Beast. You kind of have to, right? It's the big piece that searches and allows you to get to the things that you need to do. And I actually think that that's a little bit important. This is our Lone Fire Blossom. I have very, very mixed opinions about this card, man. It does, I'm pretty sure this does lock you into Synchro. Yes, you can't special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except for Synchro monsters. It is kind of annoying to deal with, but I mean, if you have to use it as a starter to go into the Psy Reflector package, I mean, you'll do what you do. The big downside to playing this deck, too, you gotta be very careful, because if you do get cut off on the Reflector, it sucks butthole in the current build. And then we play the 2 Assault Lich. Survives specifically a monster that mentions Assault Mode, or a level 4 lower zombie. And if it's into the graveyard for Synchro material, this stupid thing gets to add an Assault Slash or an Assault counter. I have both still in the deck. I am highly debating cutting the not counter trap, honestly. So we are playing K9 cards. I do agree with Lithium's concept and idea with this. You need this. You need to have cards to do interruptions, because 99.9% of the time, your opponent is going to have hand traps and you're going to have to deal with them. And that's what this stuff is for. This stuff also baits hand traps like it's their job. We are playing triple copies of Izuna. Wonderful broken card. I am only playing 1 Lantern. I don't see a reason to play 2 Lantern in this deck. You are already getting to essentially every component that you need. We are playing 1 copy of Lupus. It's good enough, honestly. We are playing triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. Pretty standard, straightforward stuff. We do have Ye Old Droll and Lockbird. And then we have triple Fua. Hand trap ratio is fine. I didn't want to play Nib. I think it's a little bit too much. So, this is the card that kind of sets this deck in motion, in my opinion. So on activation, it gets to add an Assault Mode card that mentions it for a monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Assault Mode monsters can't be destroyed by battle or your opponent's card effects during the turn that they're special summoned. And you can pay 2,000 life points, and then you can activate an Assault Mode activate by attributing a synchro monster from your extra deck. This card is really freaking good, and I really like this. We are also playing triple copies of the E-Telly. You have to get outside Reflector. It stinks, but I mean, if you draw this, I mean, it's like the best card in the deck. But realistically, you're not going to. We've also got the triple cases of Canine. We are playing the 1 rank up. Getting the pop off of this is pretty important. We are playing 2 Assault Mode Activate. Never in my life do I want to play 3 of this garbage card. 3 runs into a lot of issues. I think for the time being, 2 is perfect. You got plenty of ways to search for it. We are playing the Counter Trap, which I do like. It is searchable off of, basically if you got full combo, I mean, you basically get to deploy this and, do your thing. And we have the Assault Slash. I do not like this card, because it destroys all of your stuff as well. And that's the part that you're just like, oh, activate only while you control an Assault Mode monster. Destroy all face-up monsters on the field. I don't want to lose my Assault Mode cards. It's like a super last-minute button. I don't know how you got through 6, interruptions, but, I realistically think I'm going to cut this and just play the counter. But I guess your argument becomes, well, what if you draw the counter? I mean, welcome to optimized Yu-Gi-Oh, man. Ratios stink if you do draw the brickaroos. You know what happens. Our new Synchros card is piss broken. Gets set in Assault Mode activate. You can use in the turn you set it. You can discard summon an Assault Mode monster that is mentioned in its text. And you get locked into Synchros. That's how you bring out the Lich Lord. You do it off of this. For your Assault Mode activate, if you got Field Spell, it's broken. Maybe consider terraforming for the deck. We have 2 Stardust Dragons. Disregard the Hulk-looking one. It's all I could get my hands on my stuff. We do play 2 Crimson Blader. I wanted to cut this, but it's come up. And I hate to say that, because it's a weird time. We are playing 2 Ripper. I could not get away from playing 2 of this. I think this is one of the most important cards in your deck. I am playing this new guy. He ends up being a free board wipe on himself, but I mean, if you get hand trapped and you can at least get to the Ripper and get into this, I mean, it's pretty strong. We're also playing the Werewolf. I don't know, I feel like the new card's a little bit better than he is. And then the rest of this is just haha funny broken stuff. You have Nash Knight 2, the Exceed material for Nash Knight, and the I'm going to rip a card out of your hand, half your life points. This card's very unfair. And I also do agree with Lithium. Playing the Durandal to shuffle back the targets is pretty decent. It also depends on how much Canine did you open up. My opinion for having played this deck, I like it. I think it is very fun. I think that's something you kind of got to understand why you're playing this. You have to take your big strides where you can get them. You've also got to understand that, there are some bricks, but I do think Canine is probably one of the better versions to go with for Assault Mode. So I'll continue to develop this. I love this deck a lot. I'm very happy to be able to play it again. So please, comment down below, tell me what you guys think. Check out our friends, streamcardmint.com down below, enter code 40 and sit in your purchase. Peace out. patrons. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.